Hey guys, it's John.
And Kimmy.
And we're back with more Danganronpa 2.
Woo! Episode 26.
This is the 4th class trial, and we're right up in it. No introduction. We're just gonna go ahead hit, well no, we're gonna set skills actually.
We're gonna say go!
We're just gonna go right ahead and start.
I think we have oh.
No, we need to equip them.
We gotta load our gun.
There we go. That helps. All right, let's go. 4th class trial.
Trial arise!
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
I'm gonna go ahead and click through this.
During the class
think
trial,
we know how it works.
if you vote correctly, then only I'll punish everyone besides. I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go.
I always like the term rarin'.
Rarin'?
Rarin'.
Cool.
Let's get rarin' to go.
Yeah, it's not a bad word.
Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu.
I'm not the main ingredient, right?
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm gonna be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is. I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it?
Akane, you seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
Hey, why don't we try going over the incident? We weren't able to leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m. I headed over to Grape Tower for Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning? Don't tell me you three were together since last night!
Kazuichi.
I am not some woman with flexible legs.
Of course you're
Legs.
not. You're much classier than that.
With legs like those, I could probably do the splits real easy.
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House and went to the tower together.
And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
Does Kazuichi, did he forget that Hajime is staying in Grape House?
No,
Or is he just,
I think he's just being Kazuichi.
alright.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously. As I recall, we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall. But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the killer. Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
What do you mean, definitely?
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes. One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
You're the cruelest one here!
Now, enough with the lovers' quarrel. We need to think about this seriously. We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon.
Excuse me?
Well, the weapon is obvious, right? What the heck, you guys? The weapon! You could totally tell just by looking.
You can tell what the weapon is just by looking. It wouldn't be much of a mystery if that were true. The only thing at the crime scene that looked like a weapon was probably...
I would say a pillar, because that's where the blood was, but I know he's thinking of the hammer.
He's thinking of the hammer, yeah.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime!
The pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
The hammer in the tower is the weapon. Like you said, it looks like that's the case, but...
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
Yeah.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the
It's a
crime.
new-looking hammer.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer. The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
No,
that's
you're wrong. Oh.
No, that's wrong.
I can't wait to hear him say it. Let me slice through
I
those
can't
words.
accept that hammer was the murder weapon.
Allow me to slice through those words.
Yeah.
Why not? Why can't you accept
Oh, wait.
it?
No, he says, allow me to cut through your words.
Oh, that's it.
He says
Yeah.
that like that.
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body, just like human blood, right? If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
Or around it.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Well, yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Baby gangsta? Me?
Just so
Gangsta.
y'all know, I was trying to test you guys. I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
Seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle? If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
The floor.
The actual weapon has oil on it. But if it's something at the crime scene that had oil on it...
This is the broken pillar. Real fast, though. Oh.
Sorry.
The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
This has nothing to do with what they're talking about, but I wish... No, it's still relevant. I wish that you could see, like, everyone's different ratings, like what we have when we, like, lose people's confidence and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, like their influence gauges?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I really wish we could watch theirs change, too.
Yeah.
Because that'd be interesting.
Then that pillar is the weapon. Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar.
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
Akane, we proved it.
We tried to move it, right?
You tried to move it, Akane.
Yeah.
That was her lifting sound.
Yeah, that pillar was pretty freaking heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid. He ain't the type to commit suicide.
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're right.
What the heck?
But it does bother me a little.
I mean, it could. Like, if he was trying to pick it up to hit someone else, he was trying to attack him.
That could have been the case. That word, suicide. No, that shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru would commit suicide.
But that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting it.
Huh? For reals?
Yes, for reals.
I love it.
She's so cute.
I see. So my gut was right after all. All right, it's up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go!
It looks like she's
I-
doing an offensive gesture to people.
I think she's funny.
She's really cute. Yeah, pillar fragments.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
Go,
The
Sonia.
pillar was not lifted. Beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
The killer murdered Nekomaru by tipping over the pillar. Is that really it?
There's no need to lift that pillar.
I guess pillar fragments would still be
The
it.
pillar was not
Yeah.
lifted. Beating him with it is beyond a
I
dream.
think it's the next thing Sonia says.
What about tipping the pillar over?
Did you get it on the yellow?
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
Sorry.
It's okay. You're doing a great job.
I was trying to get away from the white
Nekomaru was
noise.
crushed by the pillar, and there should have been fragments on top of his body.
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
I briefly considered that too, but it's probably not what happened.
I see. That was entirely my bad.
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that pillar?
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already.
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
Why are you so certain about that?
I just have a feeling.
A feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we?
Huh?
There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
Is that true?
Then I shall ask you, what way is that?
You guys, the same as usual.
Is it hanging him by the pillar? 'Cause that's the only other way that I
You're
thought
unable
of.
to clear a path to the future with your own powers, so you just stand there and falter. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
What did you say?
Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Hey, Nagito, what the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill.
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough. But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
Of course, the ultimate weapon.
Ultimate weapon?
Isn't that the thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I know, but I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
We've seen it?
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am the ultimate weapon.
Aw, sweet boy.
I am he who cuts the insolent catalyst which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark devas of destruction.
I see.
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this.
That's really cute. That's
Cut the
really
bullshit
cute.
and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the Funhouse.
Here we go.
There we go. This is gonna take a while.
Huh? The secret of the Funhouse?
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you? Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the funhouse, right? Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse. Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower. It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is a secret of the funhouse.
She's trying to be cool.
She is. She's trying to fit in.
I think she's trying to be cool for Gundham.
Oh.
Because she does it a lot in this trial.
Man,
Too
not only does
precious.
that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
Faux show. I shall leave this matter to your discretion.
I can't wait for Gundham to just beat the crap out of Kazuichi for treating her the way he
I
does.
know, right? The two houses are connected to the tower in the middle. I thought that at first too, but I ended up finding proof that completely contradicts that.
I'm wondering if it's shaped more like a... So... I don't know.
Like what?
So like if the elevator rotates and it means that they are connected like this with the elevator in the middle, then would the hallways actually be slanted? And it makes like a...
So like a V shape?
For those of you at home.
So like a V shape?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Ish.
It could be that.
Are actually the exact same place.
Oh no.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it?
No.
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors. And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
This whole time, I've been thinking the two towers are the same building, but if that was the only mystery, there's no way Nagito would mention it here. Okay, I don't think it's strange
In
feeling.
truth, Strawberry Tower
Is
and
it?
Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay, this would do it.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
No, that's wrong.
So yeah, you do hit Sonia's bullet. Yeah. With the
Those
bullet.
towers, are they really the same place?
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Grape Tower from Grape Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Grape Hall.
It's probably some kind of trick, like the floor rotating 180 degrees or something. If it is, then see? That means it could have passed as the exact same place, right?
If so, then what? Do you seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building again.
Bow down.
Whoa, what?
Bow down. Jeez.
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
No.
Well, we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, but we should have all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it. While we were moving, Monokuma quickly moved things around.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it. Just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake.
But the oil was also moved, so no. You're wrong. Oil on the floor.
Yep.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. and Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Cool.
Advance!
Moving the body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic with the pillar, the body, everything at the... He could have moved it all, easy as pie.
No, I thought I shot it. Or cut it, whatever.
Yeah, I thought you did
It
too.
seems you have forgotten.
I think I hit the wrong mouse
Monokuma is
button.
surprisingly wielding the power of the futuristic, the pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene.
Yeah,
Allow
I
me to cut through those words.
wrong mouse button.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Moving the body and pillar is possible, but it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor. When the position of Nekomaru's body and the pillar changed, the oil surrounding his body moved too. Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you look at it.
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up.
It's all right. A fired up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
So what really happened? Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
We can't be certain of that either. Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Yeah, the e-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were the same building.
If they're not the same building or two different buildings, then what are they?
A circle?
Huh?
Never mind.
It is circular shaped.
No, like the entire building I'm thinking has to be circular. Because the only way I can imagine the elevator being the middle portion that gets you from one strawberry to the grape, then they would have to be curved with the tower like not in the middle, but like kind of at the top so that they can go in at opposite sides.
We'll just have to see what happens.
Okay.
No idea, huh?
This mystery ties into the secret of the Funhouse. But we don't have enough clues to solve that mystery. Then the only thing we can do is rely on the one person who has those clues.
All right.
Hey, Nagito. I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up. Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the Funhouse.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint.
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly. It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
Determine? Is he talking about the traitor? If so, why did Nagito say that all of a sudden? Did something happen to him?
But how do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who knows it.
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
He performed the appropriate action in order to learn the secret. Could he be talking about...
The life-threatening game!
I see!
Monokuma Tai Chi.
You're talking about the final dead room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small conspicuous window waited, all by itself. From that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
Strange scenery?
Instead of explaining it, it might be faster just to show you.
Yes.
At an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
You took a picture?
Yep.
Nagito grinned creepily as he retrieved a small digital camera from his inner pocket.
See? This is it.
And as he said that, he showed us a peculiar picture.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Let me explain it to you again. I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room. But don't you think it's weird? If the Funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right?
Lots of things that shouldn't make sense in this picture.
Then let's begin. Shall I call it thinking time?
What doesn't make sense in this picture?
The vast forest.
Right. But what specifically? I don't think I can just click on the forest. I might be wrong.
I mean, this time is freaking me out.
You got 40 seconds. It's a long time.
Is this shape weird down in the bottom? It's weird to me.
No.
I don't
It does
know.
look weird,
the
though.
tower, how it's separate.
It's the tower.
Oh, sorry. It's the tower, right? There's only one tower in the picture. That's what we've been thinking all along. Which means it's not unnatural at all. Don't you agree?
Crap!
Everyone's staring. Just made a fool of myself. Okay,
Sorry.
maybe it is the forest.
Yeah.
Here!
Sorry, my bad. It
I
does
was
look like
trying
they
to
scrubbed
think-
something
You said
out
this photo
there.
was taken
Yeah, it
from the hidden
does.
room inside the final dead room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah, it should have been.
Then this is definitely strange.
Because you're up high.
This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor. The angles suggest it was taken from higher up.
I see. And is that it?
Nagito said there's lots of things that don't make sense in this photo, which means there are other contradictions contained in it.
Oh, that's all I had.
What doesn't make sense in this picture? So,
the height is the first thing.
right. So this circular building right here, what's circular in the funhouse?
The tower.
Yeah.
So there should be a building on the other side.
Yes.
Right. There is no building.
Here!
If the structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was, Grape House and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle, which means if you're viewing the tower from Strawberry House, you should see Grape House behind it. But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape, no Grape House at all.
That's right. Good call. In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me, if you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this. It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal high school student.
He's so
Despite
hateful.
the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
The other clue. Is he talking about that one time?
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already?
Top floor. So the third floor?
But the Monokuma archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
Was that thing just now another hint to figuring out the mystery behind the funhouse's structure? The reason Nagito appeared from the third floor. Using the photo he took, you might be able to find the answer if I just think about it. Alright, let's do this. Oh boy. Logic dive. Love these.
Yeah.
Love these things.
They're fun. All right, question 1.
Oh, oops.
I was wondering what happened when you bumped into those.
Yeah, you just bump into them.
You don't explode or anything.
No.
Question 1. Here we go. Do Strawberry House and Grape House both exist? They do.
Yep.
Yeah. Good job.
Ooh.
That was sneaky.
Yeah, they get really annoying from this point on.
Whoa. Question 2. Are Strawberry House and Grape House the same building or two different buildings? They're the same building.
Ah, I missed it.
Question 3. Are Strawberry House and Grape House positioned with each other?
How are they?
Oh, yeah. Horizontally. Oh no, vertically.
Yep.
So they're stacked.
It would seem that way.
It's all coming together. Got it. I know the secret of the Funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give, I wonder?
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, I didn't see Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? There is only one possibility. It was in a position where it couldn't be seen from Strawberry House. Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, but on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
Then the two houses aren't two different 3-story buildings. They're actually one 6-story building?
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture, it's clear where Strawberry House is located.
It would have to be above Grape House.
I see!
Yep.
On top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle. Altogether, this means the first floor of Strawberry House is also the 4th floor above Grape House.
Oh, snap! I never expected that the two houses were connected vertically.
But what about the shape of the building? The two houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with two different shapes. A quadrilateral and a hexagon, overlaid atop each other to misdirect how we would perceive them. And it worked, didn't it? Disregarding the tower, we fully believed the two houses were two separate, distinct buildings.
In order to conceal the unique design of the Funhouse, Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
You've just been Kuma'd!
How did they get to the top floor then? Because they woke up on the top floor of Strawberry House, right?
Do what?
They woke up on the 6th floor, on the 3rd floor of Strawberry House.
Who's they?
Everyone. When they woke up from the train. Yeah. How did he get them all the way to the 6th floor?
Don't you think a building full of so many surprises totally deserves to be called a fun house?
Then it's true? The building was really like that?
That's right! Those two houses exist on different floors in the same building!
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses?
Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building. Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape House, Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if they're different floors within the same building, why was Nekomaru's body in both places?
Aw, your precious hammies don't know? But it's so simple. Alrighty then. I'll be the one who solves this mystery in a flash. Please watch me, Miss Sonia.
Oh, I see. Do whatever you like.
Oh, definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me.
All right.
Oh man.
I'm very intrigued about how the elevator works now.
Yeah.
What is the good night button?
I'm gonna solve
that
this
puts
mystery in a
him
flash.
to sleep on the back of his neck.
I was thinking of
Hurry
buttons
up,
in the house.
Nekomaru.
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them!
The dummy Nekomaru's body existed? Does that mean the killer prepared it in advance? But is something like that even possible?
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a
Hang
flash!
on.
Was actually a dummy!
No, that's wrong!
It's that one. As it turns out.
Okay.
Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by Kazuichi's account.
Me?
Remember? When we moved from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said,
Aha!
right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower, right? The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke.
She ain't joking.
I'm joking, right?
Nope.
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the killer. If he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry Hall. It'd be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken.
I see. That is disappointing.
I'm even more disappointed.
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy, it's meaningless if we don't have the important answer.
The reason Nekomaru's body was in both towers, even though it was supposed to be on different floors.
Maybe it was simply moved?
The body moved to a different floor?
Oh my god, the whole floor moved.
You can't think of a device like that? A device that moves things to different floors in the same building?
A device like that? A device that transports things to different floors in the same building. I feel like I've seen that before.
I think I've used it
All right,
a lot.
Let's do this. Yeah. I've
I
used
think
it
it's a-
several times in the investigation.
I think it's something I've used in my everyday life.
I think that's something I've used repetitively my entire life.
Could it be... Is it a stairwell? No. That doesn't move. It helps you to move, but it doesn't move.
Oh, I didn't know it was gonna be right there. Oh, oops.
Good job, sweetie.
There's no reason for them to move faster, in my opinion. There's absolutely no reason.
You must be talking about an elevator.
Wow.
Oh,
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
It's the tower itself. The inside of the tower is one big elevator. which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator. So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
I'm glad they have visual aids.
Yeah.
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I pressed the door button, it took a while for it to open.
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower? And a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower.
They're fake doors.
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
Plus, after the incident, the far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around it, right? But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly, even the doorknob was broken off.
There are too many strange things. Was that tower really an elevator?
When you see people and things, make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
What did you say?
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
It's fine. Come on. What does everything that
It's
hasn't changed
fine.
have in common?
The things that didn't change when we moved between the two towers. What do they all have in common? That includes the body, the pillar, and the oil. We've been talking about that stuff for a while now. There shouldn't be anything strange about them. Not even the fact that they all moved with the elevator. The only one thing these all have in common.
They're all on the floor?
Yeah.
I see! Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change?
And?
And?
Why did the picture on the far back door change? If you can figure that out, you'll have the answer. The reason is because that elevator has something unique about it.
There's something unique about that elevator.
Only the floor moves, yeah.
I see!
It's basically what they showed in the animation.
So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
Only the floor moved?
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was. That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower, the door on the far back wall had a strawberry design. And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
They don't.
I want to say they lead outside, but they're probably just for show.
Just for show? Why was something like that necessary?
To
So we
confuse
falsely
you.
believed that the doors were connected to where their picture signified. It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality.
Did you hear that, Monomi?
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for yourself.
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
Wait, there's no way that's gonna happen. Stop with the tasteless jokes.
By the way, what does the chain on the far back door in Grape Tower mean?
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right?
Look at Mikan's portrait. It's a little plus sign.
It's the cross,
Yeah.
The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything, was done to tamper with the evidence so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the Funhouse. The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the building. In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building. The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
It would have been a major inconvenience. After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly. There's still a contradiction concerning the building structure.
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gundham, please proceed.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically, right? If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other?
I see. Now that you mention it, I completely forgot about that matter.
Yeah.
If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side. But does this reflect reality? Inside Grape House, Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator. And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to the elevator. Which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
What does this mean?
I agree. What does this mean? If the two houses are connected vertically, the position of the tower should be the same in both houses. But in fact, when my back was facing the elevator in Grape House, the tower was on my right. And when my back was facing the elevator in Strawberry House, the tower was on my left. How can I break through this contradiction?
This is Fuyuhiko's account.
What, they saw Nekomaru?
Oh, no.
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should
Kazuichi's.
move.
Yeah.
vertically, not horizontally.
No, that's wrong! The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Huh? Me?
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you, right?
That. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees?
Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees. It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side. Which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like something from an amusement park.
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
That's not splendid at all. You're inhuman.
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. So I was never human to begin with. I'm different from these lowly humans.
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff. What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Huh?
You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Oh my... I can't believe I have to explain that now. As long as you know what an Octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
So,
It's 8-sided. Yeah.
I see!
If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
If I
I
recall,
didn't expect you to know that.
from kindergarten.
For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable.
All right.
I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
Be the top floor, wouldn't it?
the place befitting of the name Octagon. It's probably... Oh, jeez. Select a suspicious spot. I mean, I feel dumb, but isn't it this? Well...
Crap!
Wouldn't it be the top floor?
This one?
I was thinking the very top. Well, where's the death room? Grape
Oh,
house?
It's right here. Is it this?
Try it.
Well, there's only so many things I can click on.
Crap!
Yeah.
I can either click on Strawberry House, Grape House, the contact elevator, the hallways, or the elevator. Not a whole lot of options.
Is there like a top floor that we don't know about, or like
No.
the bottom floor?
No. I gotta click on something. Okay.
Crap!
Well, that's the first time we've had that.
Crap!
Oh my god!
Crap. Okay, so we have 3 stories of the, what is it, hexagon?
They're all the same thing though. When I clicked on that, it was just like, Strawberry House is the octagon. When I clicked on that, they were like, Grape House is the octagon, so it's counting them all as the same thing.
Yeah. Can you click on the blue space above the strawberry house?
No. Oh.
Yeah, leave it there so that the time.
Crap!
The right answer is the one I picked. It's this.
Here!
I clicked on that!
It must have been like right below
You're
it.
talking about the secret
Like-
room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
Why is that place the Octagon?
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided grape house? If you cut a 4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
Ah.
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the Octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room.
So it's an octagon because it has 4 sides cut out of it.
All right,
In
whatever.
actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the Octagon.
Learned?
The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the Funhouse, which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru. Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the Funhouse from the scenery, and then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon, so they killed using the building structure?
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime. It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
The Funhouse is the true identity of the ultimate weapon? What does this mean? How'd the killer use that to murder Nekomaru? And who was the killer who did that?
I think someone called him into the tower to meet him there.
Hiya!
Why, hello there! I thought of a new bad word to call Monomi.
I can already tell I won't be pleased by this.
Then let me say it right away!
Oh. I'm already used to insults and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word.
Monomi is a serious stew-fatly.
That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stew-fatly, huh?
That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. The perfect jet stream attack, incorporating all three of these, would be... Ta-da! Stew-fatly.
There's a fat hidden in there?
Okay, everyone, all together now.
That's what she's worried about.
Monomi is a serious stew-fatly.
So mean to Monomi. Everyone's mean to Monomi.
Oh, Monomi.
She's just a punching bag. And here she is.
Hello. I hope your day is well. I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! But be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
I never expected the Funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Oh well.
I love Chiaki.
That's it.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Nekomaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
Mm-hmm.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Akane! You were drooling waterfalls?
Nagito. As usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? He was horribly damaged, as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building structure. So, what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building structure? falling, beaten with a blunt object, which he just said, wasn't it?
Right.
Dead battery, or crushed by the elevator.
It seems more like falling than being crushed. Because he wouldn't have been able to be crushed by it.
That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the Funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery next.
What is contact elevator?
That's the elevator that moves
Around the
180
building?
degrees. Yeah.
Okay.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside,
Oh.
the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
Moving object, I think that's it. I need to make it clear so they understand that Nekomaru fell to his death. Looks like it's all up to me. Yeah, thank you, Hajime.
When the elevator is on the... You can't go through the door?
It'd be impossible.
Then, after locking they moved the and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside.
No, that's wrong.
Good job.
I just knew.
That sensor
I
should
didn't play
only
this
work if
before.
something is moving.
Heh.
If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain, before Kazuichi interrupted me. Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
Way to create the drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru was still in it. Chiaki seems to have an idea, but what way could that be? Oh yeah.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
What?
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Oh, don't know
How
about
about
the
we
floor.
all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
Stop being weird.
If Nekomaru's inside the elevator, how can you create a difference in elevation?
Like, if you feel that way, fine, but you don't have to say it.
Yeah,
the
we all have our
arrangement.
kinks, but
Hammer is suspicious.
keep them
Isn't
to
it
yourself.
about time we went over
Yeah.
the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
Especially when it's obvious that she's not into it.
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Crap!
Oh wait,
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop.
So you're telling to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement.
The hammer is suspicious. Isn't it about time?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
There we go. It's the wire.
I agree with that. Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob,
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence.
the killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Kazuichi.
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that.
Why?
If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall? Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
That's a good point.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to him. Now's the time if you want to take back that sleep mode, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story.
Okay. I don't know why it didn't work. Hold on. Thanks to Kazuichi, I think I figured out how the killer dropped Nekomaru. Alright, if I use that evidence, I should be able to break through Kazuichi's remarks too.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
You okay?
Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Allow me to cut through those words.
I felt something on my head.
Huh?
I thought I felt something on my head. We better not
What do you
have
think would
Roach
happen
Incident
if Nekomaru
Part 2.
woke up while he was suspended
God.
upside down in midair?
I don't see anything.
That's good.
I saw this and it scared me.
But I felt something like right here.
You should have got this. Good.
I don't know.
What are you saying? Like, how would he even
Rub
wake
it off.
up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why,
Aww.
if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
Maybe you're right. Maybe that is the same chain that's on Strawberry House door. Around Nekomaru's neck. The chain. You said the chain was
Oh, no,
Nekomaru.
I had forgotten about that chain.
Okay.
I was just saying that was his necklace before.
Yeah, I know.
I forgot about the one.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating,
I was agreeing with you.
the wire
Well,
was hung
I
on
was
the
just
tip of
telling
the
you I was wrong.
doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, The scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... And that's really what it was. Then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so!
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey! Why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this.
She knows how to make him dance.
I know.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
Doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. I'm gonna stop reading the lines where they just repeat what the previous person said.
Yeah.
The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the one thing I can think of that happened to him was...
He collided with the pillar! Cola came out of his eyes.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
Oh my god.
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
Get ready.
That's what I want to know.
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction.
Yeah!
Let's break through that contradiction.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
No, that's wrong!
They can't, because it's a radio clock.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
Are you feeling things over there?
This time-related contradiction. I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. Think. If I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. My favorite.
Yeah! It's my favorite. I'll do it if you don't want to.
That's okay.
You secretly love it.
No, I just don't want to be stuck here for half an hour.
That was uncalled for and you know it. You're
It's
so
part of our
rude.
charming back and forth.
Questions. Question 1. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? The time in the building. I want to be here for 30 minutes.
Well, I had to slow down so you could read the question. Threw off my timing.
Oh, did I do that?
Yeah.
Did I do that?
Yes, Urkel, you did.
Whee! Whoa! We're getting fancy now.
But
Language. I think this is his brain getting tired. Hajime's. That's why it's more fragmented. Okay, question 2. Which clock was tampered with? The building's clocks.
it's hard to make that jump, okay?
Question 3. Which house had the wrong time? Both houses.
There we go.
It's all coming together.
We did it!
We did it! Yeah!
Yeah!
You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
2 hours.
She's right. That's the main problem. I need to clarify by how much the time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm gonna reach the truth in one go.
Yeah, because we have Fuyuhiko's account.
Yeah, Fuyuhiko's account.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Or his scream.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
But how much did the killer adjust the time inside the building? How did I figure that out? I thought it was this though.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's
It
radio
is
clock.
this. Wait, let me look at it. Yeah, he saw Nekomaru walking towards the first floor of Strawberry House at 5 a.m.
The time of death was clearly 7:30
Right here?
a.m.
Nope. Okay, wait.
Sorry.
If the time in the building, then we can only rely. The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If
Yes.
only I heard the sound when you fell. It
Somebody
would have been
fell.
a great clue.
Or his scream.
Oh, that's Akane's account
He's not the type to let
for
out a
sound when he
scream.
fell.
If only we would have heard it too.
There's
What's
no
her
point in
account?
if does not
Huh?
exist in this world.
What's Akane's?
It's when she heard the sounds
If
when
the
he
time
fell.
in the building
Yes.
was all messed, then we can only rely. The
Well,
time
she heard
of
that
death
crash.
was clearly 7.
The problem is, what time in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow
Okay, here
that
we go.
down?
If only I heard the sound when you fell.
There we go.
I agree with that.
I agree that you wish you had heard that.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane!
If that rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30 a.m. It's like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right in front of me. 2 hours.
I see!
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the Funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out only Nekomaru?
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing. If they're trying to lure only Nekomaru, then that specific thing is...
Monokuma Tai Chi.
Yep.
I see!
Spaced out for a second,
That's it.
sorry.
The killer
I'm
made
back.
use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, well,
We wouldn't be
Oh,
able
sorry.
to attend on time.
Sorry.
That wouldn't affect Nekomaru.
I always have my finger resting on the left mouse button, and sometimes I press in. Well, it's because I have to click like a million times.
I'm teasing. You're doing a great
So
job.
I'm not gonna take it off the left mouse button in between.
His
Do
radio
bear claw when you
had
come
the
up.
exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning,
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Taichi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early! He didn't even ask you yet!
Yeah. He said everyone ditched Monokuma Taichi.
Oh, yeah.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez! That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
It's whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right?
Wasn't it Nagito?
You're the only one!
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundham, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I
No,
wanted
you're not
to go to the lounge,
Nagito.
I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
He couldn't.
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too.
Huh?
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The secret is, what these three have in common? Could this also be the secret that points to the killer?
It's because they were all staying in the fancy rooms with the soundproof walls.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we have to freaking spell it.
Is it soundproof?
No, I think it's deluxe room.
Oh, rooms. Yeah.
Well, whatever. I'm not freaking... There we go.
Good job. You rescued that S.
Eh. I hate when they go fast. The longer the phrases, the faster they go.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent? Now then,
You know what,
you guys must
Nagito?
understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Somehow, I feel like I understand what Nagito means. The killer among us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. So who is it?
It has to be one of the girls.
Why?
I kind of want to say Akane, but
But why though?
I don't know.
Akane was in a crummy room, so she heard the noise.
Oh, right.
Sonia and Chiaki were in deluxe rooms, so
Is it
those are
Sonia?
soundproof. No, they're soundproof, so they couldn't hear the rumbling noise. Nagito was also in a deluxe room, so he couldn't hear the noise. But someone else had a deluxe room.
But it was...
One other person had a deluxe room that was soundproof, and they shouldn't have been able to hear the rumbling noise or the
It wasn't
ringing
Akane.
alarm clock. But they did anyway.
Oh. Was it Fuyuhiko?
No,
Was it Kazuichi?
no. It was Gundham.
No, not Gundam.
You're the only one!
He was literally your last guess.
I know, sorry. It's because I
Gundam?
don't want it to be true.
There's something I want to ask you.
I know.
No.
When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it,
Gundam?
There is only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room.
Just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundham tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundham? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundham is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean a class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously, let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Ah, you said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundham's rebuttal!
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundham!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing, which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome.
I really don't want it to be Gundham.
But yeah, how was he able to travel between the houses with the elevator broken at Grape House?
Wouldn't Nagito know? Nagito?
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
No, that's wrong!
Good job.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist!
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Oh.
Nagito.
Yeah, I don't know why it's making us choose.
You're the only one!
You're the only one!
Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right? There's a secret passage connecting the 1st floor of Strawberry House to the 3rd floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the 1st floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the 3rd floor of Grape House.
Meaning the 3rd floor and the 4th floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Jeez.
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
Did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Pretty sure you've been angry this entire game.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't really know what he's gonna say here.
Yeah, I would do clock's alarm timer.
Yeah.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion.
Oh, okay.
Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Is it the wrong sword?
Huh?
Is it the wrong sword?
What?
Is it the wrong sword?
Is it the wrong sword? I just forgot you could do it diagonally.
Oh.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
Oh, come on. I like crushed him there.
Good job.
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
Try providing the evidence that the killer went to the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You
What
say
is
the
it?
killer went to the Octagon.
Oh, it's the wire.
Don't
You're right.
bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blindness.
Oh, wait.
Allow me to cut through
Oh,
those words.
that was the counter. Weird.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the
Oh,
tower.
it was taken from the Octagon.
Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
Seems this is the end. Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundham tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to
We're not
Great
getting
Tower,
to piece it
which
together
was
with the
supposed to be
closing
the meetup
argument.
point. So he tried going over
I
to
wonder why they
Strawberry
decided to
Tower,
do that.
just like we did when
'Cause
we
it's a
found
troll.
out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundham was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And, without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay?
Okay.
Through this, Gundham successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought. Truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument. It was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundham. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess you really don't want to admit it. Then, just as you requested, I'll provide an argument that'll leave you no choice but to be persuaded. Alright, time for my favorite part. Panic talk action.
All right,
I
you got
won't let
this.
you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesized! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesized! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesized! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesized! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
This is the end!
Not the Devas.
Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you had the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Oh?
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw
The
that with our
Gundams.
very own eyes, right?
Choo-choo.
The skyline lamentation
you
of the
mention
demon
it.
mouse.
After Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Nekomaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell.
No.
Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road.
Kimi doesn't think you're trash, Gundam.
No, I think you're wonderful.
Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
No.
We do get to do a closing argument. It was just a fake out.
Psych.
Another one of Nagito's trolls. Who set the lounge clock's alarm? I don't think that's on here.
Is that the last one? I think that's for yeah, I think that's for later.
Oh, okay.
I was wrong.
Who's in the lounge since early morning? That was Fuyuhiko. What time did Fuyuhiko see Nekomaru? 5 a.m. So this. Nekomaru's weaknesses. Okay. The wire wrapped around Nekomaru's feet. It's this, right?
Yeah.
The killer destroyed what after leaving the tower? This?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Stock 2. That's not on here. It's this one.
That's not on there.
Yeah. The fake weapon, so that's the hammer. Who gathered
Not on
at the
there.
lounge? Oh, okay. Why did Nekomaru fall?
The doorknob.
Stock 3. Okay.
All right. The lounge, it's not on there. The very last picture, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
It's a very Mission Impossible looking hamster.
This is it, right?
Yeah.
The meetup. Last stock. Okay.
It's gotta be the clock.
Okay. So that's done. 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 This is it. Who heard the rumbling noise? Hajime.
Yeah.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
Here we go.
Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the Funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead rat. This means the killer discovered the secret of the Funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason.
Fuyuhiko looks like he's sitting on the toilet.
I know.
There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Taichi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building's structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob, but because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundham Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
No.
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundham Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
No. I was hoping we'd learn more about him.
Maybe we still will. We still don't know why he did it. Cool, we got an A. As we should.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever! Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
So weird.
I know. Well, it's Monokuma. He's weird.
I know, but he's a robot.
Yes, but he's being voiced and characterized by someone. Supposedly.
Right.
I mean, the first one he was, you can assume.
I mean, it's what I've been assuming this whole time. All rise! You okay?
Yeah, fine.
It'd be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the result.
Sorry. I was trying to do
He
it.
bit his tongue.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yahoo! You guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right. The one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing Funhouse was Gundham Tanaka.
Nice!
Yay! I said all that without biting my tongue.
Now then.
Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. It's true the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish yet until we hear it from Gundham.
Jeez.
No matter what he says, won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Thanks, Nagito.
Why do you want to talk to one who has lost? The loser merely leaves. It would just be unnecessary for me to say something.
Listen well.
Is what I would like to say. But for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct?
How pitiful.
You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake. Huh?
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight. That is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died?
This, too, must be the will of causality.
If he was just trying to cling to life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You. What do you mean? Explain!
Fine then. Then I shall reveal it all.
Let's make history.
Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the Funhouse. And I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away, or even called for help. But he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risks life and death.
That is...
A fight that risked life and death?
Let me tell you this.
He was serious too. He gave it his all to try to kill me. If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Could it be?
Nekomaru really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I've nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great one.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundham Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me. I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got!
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
That is...
Why? Why did you fight? We were all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong.
I will not argue. I have no intention of enforcing my values upon you.
Let me tell you this.
However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die?
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation.
Fall, my tears.
Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch, you will die!
Giving up on life. That's just an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Have you fools heard of the term dog eat dog?
Cannibalism?
Fine.
In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism.
Listen well.
That is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall engulf this world.
If a world would consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy toward life.
I renounce you!
It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity.
You.
Are you saying all that to try and justify what you did?
But it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
Ugh.
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth.
Fall, my tears.
But even so, don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here?
Oh,
That belief is why you committed your crime.
you...
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play.
Well,
You know,
After listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that... Well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance.
Gundham, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you?
I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question.
He did!
My name is Gundham Tanaka!
Just who do you think I am? I am Gundham Tanaka, history's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools.
He did for Sonia.
Fade like dust in the wind.
Not in a million, not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible.
Is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that.
Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Monokuma, let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Yay! Got it! I have prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundham Tanaka!
You're gonna get eaten by hamsters.
Please wait. This is just too much. I beg of you. Please, Monokuma. Please help Gundham.
Huh?
Miss Sonia.
I beg of you. Please, I beg of you.
How pitiful.
Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself.
Gundham.
It's fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Yes, I do not mind. However,
What is it, my four dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction, that is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundham Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
What's gonna happen with the
Give it
divas?
everything we've got! It's punishment time!
What's gonna happen to the divas?
like I said, they're fine. I said that really early.
Oh, that's right, I forgot. I'm sorry, is this supposed to be like a Lion King moment?
Oh, little babies.
Stop it.
He didn't go to hell. He's being taken to animal heaven.
My God.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm really in character right now. Gundham! No! No! That didn't sound like her at all.
Even after Gundham is gone, the spirit of his parting words still lingered deep in our chests. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
Damn it! I'm so pissed off. I need to throw something.
Damn it!
You all spent so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this. You're all full of shit. Every last one of you. But the biggest piece of shit is me.
The worst.
Damn it. Why am I so weak?
Oh. It's such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
You are right.
This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not,
You are right.
Gundham will most likely crawl his way out of hell. And I presume he'll be very cross with us.
You're right. You're right. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that.
Hey!
So, how long are you guys gonna stand around chattering? The class trial's over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the Killing Skull trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait! Hold on! How much longer are you gonna keep doing this?
Seriously, how long is it gonna keep doing this? How long is this gonna continue?
Now then.
Alright, after feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food. Oh, gosh,
Hey.
the worst.
Hold on a second. That mood shift is too damn fast.
It's not like that.
Well, you know, it's like Gundham and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right?
She's certainly something else.
But seriously, I'm starving.
Hey. Then let's go back for now and eat. And then, after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want. Right? And then, let's do our best again.
Yeah, you're right. With this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again, we return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished. But despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism is only superficial, but at that moment, we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight.
Nagito?
Yep, I'm definitely lucky. I never expected to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette.
Oh, that's his place.
Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. And before everyone else, too. But it's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There's no way the file had just Hajime's information.
Well,
I guess they were too busy with other matters. Or maybe they've reached their limit. Regardless, I was saved. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, I can't forgive this.
damn it.
This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all. even if it costs me my life.
It's obvious.
For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this.
Monokuma appears!
All right, Monokuma has arrived. Who summoned me?
Now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why, it's the lonely little Nagito. Are you all alone tonight too?
What's the matter?
So, what's up? Your face looks scary.
I see, so you can tell.
Perhaps you found out who the traitor is.
You know me well,
Wow.
is what I'd like to say, but unfortunately, I haven't learned that yet.
I see. So even you don't know, huh? Looks like the final showdown is gonna take a little more time.
Hello.
So why'd you summon me anyway? Were you finally gonna confess your love?
Hey,
I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final dead room.
Oh yeah. What about it?
There was information about 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird?
Say what?
What's weird?
you don't even know?
Well, there's a traitor from the Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person, the total number of students would be 16, right?
Isn't that right?
But this file contains documents that were created at Hope's Peak Academy, right?
Of course!
That's right. I just reused the stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time making.
But
if this file even contains information about the traitor, was that person also a former student of Hope's Peak Academy?
Who knows?
I wonder.
hey,
Could it be? Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into the file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information?
What's wrong with that? If it's my job to heat things up, it's okay if I do something small like that, right?
well,
That's not my point.
right?
My point is, you already know who the traitor is.
What's wrong with that?
You're getting all riled up!
Well, you're splendidly correct when you say I knew who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Monomi after losing her magic sticks. Magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me.
Their existence means nothing, huh?
No.
Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different. After all, that person is the evil Future Foundation lackey who's putting you guys through this awful stuff.
It's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know?
Huh?
Cooperation?
Hey,
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right?
Yep.
Yup.
If that's the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat too.
right?
However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is.
I see. Interesting. Very interesting.
No.
Obviously, that's a big no-no.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I want to make sure everyone in your group feels despair. That includes you, too.
Well, I knew you would say that.
Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the sadness when you inevitably betray me later on.
Just as I thought. You saw right through me.
You're right.
No matter what situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, stepladders such as myself and despair exist.
You're right. You're a true believer of hope after all. I must say, that belief reminds me of that person for some reason.
Huh?
Reminds you? I don't know who you're talking about, but if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, they must be extremely unlucky.
Like...
But you're just as unlucky, right?
I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this.
Wow.
Am I? I actually think I'm very lucky.
Say what?
You don't know?
Wouldn't you say that coming across this much despair is a rather rare opportunity? I can't rely on anyone on this island. That's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become an existence that could even be called ultimate hope. The two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of him.
Hey.
Hey, there's one more thing I want to ask you.
See?
Who are you waiting for on this island? Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is the person you're waiting for already on this island?
Hey.
Well, answer my question.
That's...
If that's the case, if that person is already on this island, wouldn't that be exciting?
You did a great job.
Oh, thanks.
5 days left.
Interesting. Huh.
And
It's getting lonely.
it is getting lonely.
Danganronpa. Danganronpa. Okay. Cool, so we got the Hellhound's earring.
Yeah.
Aww. Okay, there we go. Well, would you like to discuss the chapter in the trial? Mostly just
Sweet
the trial.
release.
I know, right?
Yeah.
These take so long.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, so what got me in his death? I love Gundham, so super bummed.
Right. Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
He's such a great different
this is
character.
a tragic death in the game, yeah.
Yeah, and he's
part of what makes this such a great trial, though.
Yes. I mean, he's so different from everyone that I don't know. He was always a relief when he popped up. I was always like, yeah, like pleasantly surprised.
Right, yeah.
But it was the 4 Davis of Destruction that got me.
Oh, crawling over to his dying body.
It was very Lion King.
Yeah.
Even the music, I was like, all right, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
it's the Lion King. And then when all his other past animals, like his other past friends came and got him for heaven, I was like,
Yeah,
crying now.
going to animal heaven. I thought that was a great ending.
I'm so glad that he's the only one who ever got a happy ending.
It's true.
He's the only one.
Maybe it's because he had a noble motivation.
Yeah.
He and Nekomaru both had the motivation to get the whole crew out of the Funhouse.
So they basically like battle to the death for fun.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Just like we're both going to die anyway. So you might as well just make it, as creative as possible.
But, there's that noble motivation, but then it's like, well, but you also put the chain on the door, and you also broke the elevator.
You also
and
tried to hide it.
Yeah, I tried to hide. But I don't know.
I mean, they had to do that for
They have to do that, for the game. They have to do that for the game, otherwise, it's no fun.
Right.
I hope they do that at some point in Danganronpa. I hope they have a murder and then the killer just admits it.
Yeah.
It's
just
like,
a
I
straight
did
up,
it. Like they start the
super
investigation,
obvious.
and then you look at a couple of things, and then the killer's just like, it was me. Or even if they're not the killer, I'd love for somebody to just admit it.
Yeah.
Like mid-investigation or something, that'd be funny.
To protect the actual killer or something. Almost
that happens during trials, like with Peko.
Right, I was gonna say Peko and Fuyuhiko are the closest thing to that. And even Hina kind of acted like that. She didn't say she was.
Hina did act like that. to protect Sakura. Yeah.
Right. She like tried to mess them all up, which I still like that as one of the better twists.
Yeah.
That she was
good.
willing to sacrifice herself and everyone else for Sakura.
Yeah, and Hina's one of the few people you would not suspect to do something that Nagito like.
Yeah, it was so dramatic and
yeah,
kind of out of nowhere. But yeah, so this one was heartbreaking, and of course, like we just got Belle back today, and so I was just like, oh,
Belle's been apart from us for about a week and a half.
But we have her back now.
Yeah, sweet baby.
She's so tiny.
We would have her on screen right now, and she'd be looking at you guys like this.
She'd be squinting
Little chihuahua.
a lot.
You guys have seen her. So okay, what did you think about the structure of the Funhouse and the mystery of how it was used?
I wish that they hadn't played the smoothness of the elevator so much. Because they were like, you can barely even feel it move at all. But it's like moving all across the building.
I think it's because it's on a rail or something.
Yeah, it just that...
They showed it like that.
Yeah, it just... I thought that was misleading. But again, like at least it was for a good twist.
Yeah.
That it was on the outside of the building and not in the middle. Because I never even considered that until like right before they said it. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see where you're going. I love that the tower was an elevator. Because I had like considered that at one point, but I was like, I don't know, they already have the other elevator. Like that just seems like too many elevators, you know?
Yeah.
But I love that they went there. They went for it.
Yeah.
They always go for it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was good. Yeah.
This was a good one. They did spend a little too long on the Funhouse, but it wasn't. I see what.
But it was integral to figuring out how Nekomaru was killed.
Right. If they had repeated things about half as much, I think it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But again,
that's one of the flaws with this game.
Yeah. But we've beaten that. Dead bush. Dead bush. I almost said bush.
Wow, we've beaten that dead horse.
Yeah.
You could be a dead bush as long as you want. It's dead.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that.
So yeah, Nekomaru and Gundham, Secret of the Funhouse. I really like this chapter overall.
It's a good one.
Because it's a good break. Because I think by this point, especially if you just come from playing game one, you're really used to the formula of like, explore the new island, explore the new locations, you get free time, and then a murder happens at one of the locations on the new island. But in this one, they trap you in the Funhouse for the entire thing.
And they keep food away, so everyone's like slowly.
Yeah, and there's a different there's a more sadistic atmosphere to it.
Yeah, like an urgent element that the rest of the time doesn't really have.
Yeah, it's got this like oppressive atmosphere, but then you see bright colors everywhere you look.
Yeah.
It must be maddening for them.
Oh, I can't imagine how horrible that would be.
And like, think about how cruel it is that they're starving and they're seeing strawberries and grapes every time they open their eyes.
Yeah. That's horrible.
Yeah. It's cool though. I like it.
Yeah. You like how horrible
No, I like the chapters. I like how it's different from the rest.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a bottle episode almost.
Yeah, it really is. I really liked that we got to play as Nagito.
Yes,
I
that
loved
too.
That
was
a cool twist.
A different difference from the norm.
And although my behavior last video suggested otherwise.
Oh, I edited it. You looked good.
I looked better. Yes. I was real cranky during the.
She got a little cranky during the Final Dead room, but.
Yeah, and it's because I was
need to say it because I edited it.
Oh well, I was so excited about this escape room, idea. And as soon as we got in there, I realized like I can't like just run around and touch stuff. Obviously, like I'm used to in an escape room. So I immediately just was like, "Ah, what's happening?" And but we were able to work it out because there were a couple of things that were difficult about that room. But again,
the Othello puzzle was.
Oh my god! Which apparently is reversey. Which is another game I still haven't heard of, but for those of you who are
Othello
aware.
was made in Japan, so that's why.
Yeah.
That's why it's mentioned. I guess it's more popular over there. I've never played it, and I don't know anyone in person who has ever played it.
Anytime I hear about Othello, it's the Shakespeare play. But anyway, But even despite like how frustrated I felt during the escape room, I really liked how sneaky it was. I liked how hard it was. I did not appreciate the octagon or whatever, but
What do you mean you didn't appreciate it?
I just don't like it. Like that.
What about it? Like the location
like,
or?
You know, like where you had to click in just the right spot. So they're like, oh, it's on the outside of.
Oh, the part of the trial.
I don't know. Like it's creative, but for some reason I was like, it needs to be like its own secret floor or something, and I don't know.
It was just the outside of the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah, which again is interesting, and I should appreciate that, but it made me mad for some
It is
reason.
interesting, but it's kind of like, ow.
Yeah.
That's not an octagon.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what, but that's why they kept saying like an octagon is an 8-sided object.
Yeah.
Because like, when it's happening in the trial, you're just like, yes, obviously an octagon is an 8-sided object. Thank you. I know what an octagon looks like. I've seen stop signs.
Yeah.
But they're not talking about that kind of octagon.
No, they're not.
And that's why they keep saying it.
And that's why it made me mad.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
It's not stupid.
So you want to know one thing that ruined this trial for me when I first played it?
What?
I figured out it was Gundham like immediately, because at the beginning when they assigned deluxe rooms and Monokuma said they were soundproof, I was like, that's really important. And I like latched onto it. And then I was like, okay, remember who's in deluxe rooms. Remember who's in supposedly soundproof rooms. And so then when the alarm clock was going off and Fuyuhiko and that part of the investigation and Gundham was there, I was just like, why is Gundham there? He was in a soundproof room. He was in a deluxe room. I remember. So that means he was outside of his room that early in the morning. Why was he outside of his room? He probably killed Nekomaru. So it kind of ruined it for me a little bit, because I keep hearing from people that like they had no idea who the killer was until like the last minute.
Yeah.
And even in the comments section I've been reading about from the investigation, like I haven't seen anybody say that they think it's Gundham. The main suspects I've heard are Kazuichi and Sonia, which I actually had a theory that Gundham and Sonia were working together. Because I didn't really think about the secret passage with the final dead room.
Yeah.
And so I thought that they were coordinating Sonia on Grape Tower, Gundham on Strawberry Tower. And I thought how they killed Nekomaru was, I didn't think that it was just a drop. I thought that like they took turns calling the elevator.
Oh.
And like, yeah, and I thought that they were just like, he was just boing, 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 boing.
Like somehow, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that that's what was happening.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but that's not what happened.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was just Gundham.
That's really interesting. I really wanted it to be Akane, because I thought that would be such an interesting...
And because she's a waste.
Yeah. I also kind of want her to go away. I'm really tired of her and Kazuichi. I'm super over both of them.
Listen, Kazuichi is a total creepazoid. But he's so like pathetic. He's a funny character to me. I think he's funny.
See, I think he's just annoying. But well,
yeah, I mean,
yeah, I want Gundham back.
I mean, I imagine if you've been hit on by guys like Kazuichi, he's probably a lot more annoying than entertaining, right?
I mean, I haven't really been hit on that much in my life, but imagining being hit on by someone like that, that would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also just don't handle being hit on very well.
Yeah.
I mostly get awkward and I try to leave.
So anyway, I think that's about does it for our thoughts on
what's gonna happen with the Devas.
They're fine though. I told you nothing happened to them, and they'll talk about them again in the next chapter.
They'll wrap it up.
Yes.
They'll find them a home.
Okay. One person from the cast is basically taking care of them now.
I hope it's Sonia.
I think it is. I can't remember.
Okay. As long as someone's
they like
taking
take
care
them
of
on walks and stuff.
Okay, good.
Which
that
I know it's a spoiler, but it's like an insignificant one. It's just to assuage.
That's right, because I actually cried.
Yes.
That was so beautiful.
So sweet.
It's the animal part.
So I'm just gonna say this: we're gonna take a break for one day. So no video tomorrow for Danganronpa, and we'll resume on Thursday with Thursday.
This goes up on Tuesday. Yeah,
Thursday.
My brain works real
Thursday
slow on
with
that.
chapter 5. And all I gotta say is buckle the fuck up for chapter 5.
I'm so excited.
It's my favorite chapter in the game.
I am so pumped. Okay, great.
And it's
And Gundham has to miss it.
it's great.
Okay.
And yeah. Ugh, I don't want to say anymore, but it's a wild ride. If you think the game's been slow till now. Well, hopefully you didn't think chapter 4 was too slow. I thought it was psychologically interesting.
Yes.
But chapter 5 is it's a roller coaster.
I think if 4 had been like 3, I would be would be
dead.
dragging me along.
Well, one of the reasons why, and a lot of people have brought this up in the comments, one of the reasons why Trial 3 is so weak is because the writers were actually originally going to kill Fuyuhiko instead of Hiyoko in that scenario. But then they changed it at the last minute because they didn't want Fuyuhiko to die right after he had that character arc with Peko. Which I didn't know that, but it makes a lot of sense.
That's interesting.
And so that's why, like the closing argument's only 6 pages long, and like there's just some things that don't quite add up.
Yeah.
But I maintain that Trial 3, there are some aspects to it that we will have yet to learn about.
Oh, okay.
Like I said then, I said that then too.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But I believe you.
And unfortunately, that's one of the reasons why it's so weak, is because some of the information is backloaded that would help make it not so confusing.
Yeah, I'm ready to learn about the
In certain
traitor
ways.
and their memories and the future foundation and all of that
Yeah.
jazz. Like, let's get on it.
You will learn a great many things in the next chapter.
Perfect. All right.
But there's still chapter 6 after it, so it's not the final one.
Is chapter are you willing to say what the last chapter is?
Chapter 6.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
It's always chapter 6 in Danganronpa.
Got it. 6
All 3
chapters
games.
only.
6 chapters.
I
Yeah.
love it. All right,
All right.
guys.
Well, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Think critically.